Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today, a newcomer in the gambling series, episode, whatever you want to call it. Today, we have a very special and very hard to pull off gamble coming up. Today, we are going to unbox or turn in 40 sets of the FATEFUL meeting card, which gives you a league-specific item that is not only double influence, but also double corrupted item with item level 97. So, this card is very special in two ways. First of all, it's super hard to gather because of second, it only drops from stack decks or the gambler card. There is no way to farm this card, so let me quickly pull this one up. So, FATEFUL meeting. As I said in the wiki itself, it says this item can be acquired through the following vendor recipes or upgrade path, which is the Gambler and Stack deck. So you're not going to find this card anywhere else but these two sources. One set actually takes 9 cards, you know? And the problem is, it is so hard to gather these cards, just there is none on the market, you know? It took like quite some time to actually gather all of these. So if we're going to check PoE here, if it loads... we do FATEFUL meeting, and it has, at the moment, there is 60 on the market. Total, you know, so 60 divided by 9, this is 6.5 sets at the moment on the market complete, you know. So that kind of sucks. Even if we go offline, we have a total of 329, but most of them are just that. So I currently have more cards in my divination tab than there is on and offline on total Path of Exile Ritual League, right? So you can imagine how long does it take to gather those cards. But luckily, I had 2 persons helping me with this project. First of all, the main gambler, which is Quincy, once more. He really likes to do those fancy gambles, so I really appreciate the extra content here. And also Beveris helped to collecting these cards. The entire thing took, I think, 7-8 days to actually gather those cards. Because I think nobody else is kind of like currently buying them or something. Most of the people don't even know this card actually exists. But so this... Like, usually I want to do 60 cards as the smallest episode, right? But on this card, we're going to do it 40 just because it's so hard to gather them and to get this thing going. And on top of that, once this one is done, we have also 10 double influenced leather belts and some trash to trashes, which is over 100 exalts apparently as well. Then we're going to try to get a headhunter this way. So, back to the first part, back to the FATEFUL meeting. Let's see. As I said, FATEFUL meeting by itsquincie. Once again, thank you very much for the support here. And the card is usually going around 45 chaos. So if we're going to just price check this, and since I know the comments, this is the Awakened PoE trait macro. Okay, good. As you see, there is a couple for like 38, 40 chaos, 45, and then 50 chaos. So if you would just buy 10 cards, we would probably buy somewhere around 50 chaos. Quincy said he had them on auto search to maximum 50 chaos, but he says the average was about 45 chaos per card, which makes like 405 chaos per set, which is around about 4 exalts, which makes a total of 243 exalts just for these cards with the exalt exchange ratio of 1 to 100. And yeah, it's a league-specific item. So what does that mean? There is a list of league-specific items. This is just items that existed or at least dropped from a certain league. You know, for example, an item that we all know, Badge of the Brotherhood, is a Blight unique item. So before Blight, this item just didn't exist, and now you can still get it in Blight, right? That is league restricted, and that also means, like, who doesn't know it? If we scroll down here, this is like all heist uniques, all the replica uniques, they're all league specific, but who doesn't know it? Nemesis League Headhunter. So yeah, technically, if we have a shit ton of RNG, we might be able to get a double influence, double corrupted Headhunter out of that. But we're going to see how this is going to work out. So price checking wise, it's going to be extremely hard because an item that is double influenced, double corrupted, even if it's a shit item, might even sell. So I think if we get a Headhunter, dude, we just won the entire gamble. Because I think a double corrupted, double influenced Headhunter, if the corruptions are quite useful, are definitely worth more than 250 exalts that would pay off for the entire gamble. So I would say we're just going to start unboxing or turning in the FATEFUL meeting cards, and then after that we're just gonna turn these 10 leather belts into 10 worm smolts with trash to treasure, which is apparently 10 exalts a piece as well. So yeah, big money to on the table today, and big money to be lost today. So I would say we do 5 at a time. I think that should be quite fine. So first league specific item double corrupted is Flesh and Spirit in Elder Hunter form. Interesting. I don't even know what these items go for. Probably a chaos item, I guess. Unless they're double corrupted, or at least like double corrupted with, I mean, they're not bad. Wait a second. Vile Soul, recover, life on rampage. But hey, vulnerability and base crit is quite nice. Hey, and they have 20% quality. But before we're gonna start to discuss about prices and maybe what sells, don't forget, Awaken Orb with 3.5 exalts, and you would need to chance those in the league-specific content to actually get a pair of those, and then double corrupt it. So technically, every card or every item here should have a value of like 4 exalts, right? Boom. Second one is the Death Rush in Hunter and Warlord with Hatred and Discipline. Yikes. Good. Next one is a Scald's Brittle with Warcry Gems and Lightning Damage leached as life. Nice. Then we have a Rotting Legion with max ES and reduced cold damage. And number 5 is Your Hast's Black Steel with Inspiration. Wait, I didn't even know you can have Inspiration on an implicit. Wasn't weapons like Fortify or Onslaught or something like that? Inspiration, dude. Okay, I think, yeah, we just keep on going, you know? I don't think there is any big reason. Wait, we're just gonna put up a quad tab over here. To, yeah, I think we need to have a good item, and this will then sell for quite a lot. So, next 5 cards. God, if I get a Headhunter, dude. Yeah, this is fun, dude. This is fun. A Blood of the Karui, actually perfect rolled. Item level 97, double, like, corrupted and double influenced. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the only way to get double influenced flasks, okay? You cannot craft flasks, you know? They're not an eye, you cannot like awaken an orb or do anything with those, right? But with this card, you can get double influenced flasks. And this is actually quite funny because these things are rare as fuck, dude. Especially since it's a perfect roll Blood of the Karui. I think this is really, really nice. I think somebody will pay quite some currency for that one here. Holy shit. Okay. Let's say Blood of the Karui, which is obviously like a 1 Chaos Flask. Online, let's see. I think it's like 1 Chaos Flask, right? Or 2 Chaos. So, then we say Influenced. I don't know if there is an Influence button, so we say like, it doesn't matter what influence. But let's say Shaper. Because, you know, it doesn't have to be Shaper or a Crusader or anything like that. It can be anything. So, I just want to see... Oh, there is 40x and 100x for a Warlord... Wait, Elder Warlord. And this one is Elder Warlord. That is actually interesting. Would that mean that the uniques that you get out of that all have the same... wait a second. This one is Redeemer Warlord. This is Crusader Warlord. Because there's the only flasks here. That's interesting. I wonder if every Blood of the Karui would roll like that. Because there is only... Ah, there is a Hunter Warlord. Okay, so different prices. But this is like 40x, depending, you know? I think with this one being 100% perfect... That's insane. I actually really like this one. Okay, let's just keep on going. That's great, dude. Another Your Hast's Black Steel. Then we have Crown of the Pale King with AoE gems. And the other one has fist damage and attack speed. Which apparently is quite some big damage, but the weapon is useless. Then we go with the Valkyries with max and duration of, like, socketed duration gems. Next, followed by the Rotting Legion once again with +1 socketed gems and +2 duration gems. The question is just like, some of those items might actually be worth quite a lot. First of all, it looks fancy. I mean, nothing else to add, right? Second, these are items that nobody would throw in a double corruption chamber, right? But for some builds on you know, super niche, but I think some people would say like, yo, I need my Rotting Legion double corrupted, and I don't think there is a lot of Rotting Legion double corrupted out there. Just a +1 goes for 1x here. There's only one listed. So, you know, the thing is, like, I think you just make this tab public and then see what offers you get for certain pieces. But especially the Blood of the Karui is like, I'm just gonna keep this here just for being, in my opinion, the coolest item yet. So, next one is the Highwayman, which is a pretty incredible life leech ring, but nothing too fancy, I would say. Followed by Gifts from Above with Cemetery, cold damage to spells and attacks. Then we have a Lavyanga's Spirit in Elder and Warlord, the second flask that is double influenced. That's like so cool. Like, I wish you could do this with all the flasks. And this one is actually pretty well rolled as well, but it also has Warlord Elder. It seems like Warlord is like the most common, because I think most of the items did roll with Warlord actually. Or is it just RNG? I have no idea. But here we go. Lavyanga's Spirit in Warlord. I think that shit goes for some too. Because, like, if you're like a collector, right, and you have those items like 200 exalts, there's only one online. 50x 10 days ago. Yeah, it's a question like, yo, I mean, who doesn't like to have a Shaper Flask, right? Is it useful? Definitely not, right? But does it look cool? I mean, yeah, sure. If you say you have, like, mirrors on your bank and you want to have some fancy stuff, like, why don't get a double influenced flask, I would say, right? Then we have the Troll Timber Spire, and sadly, flasks do not have an implicit, if you're wondering. Socket to Racing Gems and Fizz damage taken. And then we have Nagahamu's Sign with attack speed and all res. That's actually pretty cool. It's juices. If you want this, call me. It's pretty good. Attack speed, all res. It's like really, really good. Alright, let's put them over here. I still don't know which is bad. I think I still give it to the Blood of the Karui for being, like, perfectly rolled as well. It's, like, really cool. So, next 5 items. God, this gamble is great. Then we have the Dark Seer, which comes from, I think, Beyond? Was it Beyond? I think. Not sure. Then we have the Gull, Cold Ailments, and Life. I think I'm gonna whisper that to Q-Duck. He might buy it. Then we have a Mercenary Slot with Despair and +1 level of Socketed Gems. Then we have another Skulls with 1 max power charge. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Don't ask me how much that sells for. I have no idea. And Victorious Acuity with Purity of Elements and Discipline Aura effect. Okay. Okay. We just take it, I guess. Like a Skull's Pearl with, let me see that, actually. Because we still have to value the fanciness, you know, like the double corrupted and stuff like that. There is one for 80 chaos. Okay, probably not that valuable. Good. The next 5 divination cards coming in with the Edge of Madness with RT and Fizz damage, which is not too bad, you know, but pretty much the lowest rolls possible. That's also a Nemesis item. Could have been a Headhunter. So, Mr. Sword, why didn't you become a Headhunter? Boom. Another Death Rush, this time with lightning damage to spells and 16 all-res. Then we have another Flash and Spirit, Socketed Gems, and attack speed. Then we have another Death Rush, so they're definitely weighted, I guess. So which one looks cooler? I think this is like the third one, right? With Cemetery Aura effect and far damage to spells and attacks. And a Brutus Lead Sprinkler with lightning damage and crit strike chance. Okay. Okay. I mean, it looks cool. I'd definitely buy some of those items just for the fanciness factor, especially the flasks. I need to buy off the flask of Quincy. Then we have the Blunder Rope. That's... wait... That's like, isn't this like a heist unique? Let me see. Blunder Rope. I think it is. Rope? Eh? Blunder. Wait. Blunder Boar. Okay, so Blunder Boar. So we search for Boar. Blunder? It doesn't seem like it's on the list. But I'm pretty sure this got released in Heist League. But hey, 2 duration, 2 curse, I'm not sure. Another gal with lightning gems and fire damage leached. Then we have a Thessalia sign with rarity, strength, and dexterity. Then we have another Yorhasts with inspiration and AoE. And another Brutus wait, is it twins? Actually twins. What is this? Shaper Elder and Shaper Redeemer, but both have lightning damage and crit strike chance. Okay, looking forward, dude. This is so good. Okay, we have 10 more sets, so 2 more turn-ins. We have the Highwayman with a double damage, basically implicit. Then we have another Nagahamu sign with cannot be ignited. Wait, isn't that completely stupid? Wasn't there a self-ignite build? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Then we have the Rat Cage with projectile gems and 4% max life. Then we have another Death Rush. And then we have another Skull's Brutal, this time with Aura and Curse gems, +4. Oof. Okay, I mean, did we hit the jackpot already? I'm 100% sure that some of these items will probably leave Quincy for quite an insane amount of currency. But if it's going to be enough for paying off the entire gamble, I'm not sure. Here we have a Mark of Submission, which is kinda completely stupid because this is an unset ring. So you have a socket, right? And then curse enemies with the socketed hex. But with the double corruption, we lost the socket. So this is like... yeah, but it has quantity on it. LOL! Actually, quantity ring. That is completely useless, but it's fine. Barracks Grip. Then we have... God, if we could get a Headhunter in the last. Death Rush. Troll Timber, and the last card. Boom! Void Eye, which is pretty much the same as this one here. Dude, 5 level of socketed gems. We don't have a gem, sadly. We don't have a socket. But I think Death Rush was like the most often, right? Death Rush. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings. But these 2 flasks, they're just... I think the flasks definitely gonna sell. Maybe the gals as well. But just quickly check here. The gals would probably sell. Maybe for some super off-meta builds, the Skull Spurtles. Or Brittles, or whatever they're called. I think we had 2 of those. No, actually 3. This might not be that bad, and for the rest, I'm not sure. Maybe the Rotting Legion, but, you know, I have no idea. Like, double influence, double corrupted, definitely there is some people want to have those fancy things. The question is just, like, how much are they going to pay for those things? Good. Next part on the list is a double corrupting, bullshit. We have, 10 belts, double influence, which is like minimum about 3.5 exalts, I think, currently for Awakener Orb. So the leather belt plus Awakener Orb, so probably 3.5 per. It's like 14 exalts roughly per belt that we're gonna throw a treasure on. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is not a good idea to do, right? If you're filthy rich, you can try to get a double influenced headhunter with treasure. If you're not, I just want to mention at this point, it took me 111 belts in total to get my double influenced headhunter with 55,000 chances and scourings, just manually clicking, right? I destroyed over 100 double influenced bases. And we sold like these MBX collector's item with a double influenced Wormsmold and Flash Tony and whatnot. So, yeah, if we get one, dude, that would be kind of hilarious. So, we're gonna do it in the good old way. We're gonna take the, since this is a Nemesis item, so we need to get the infused Nemesis on the map, right? So we're just gonna take a Burial Chamber, get it to 20% quality, throw it in there, make sure to select Nemesis. I'm always double checking. So, I see here I have 17 crafts remaining, so I'm just going to click on that, open the map. As I said, I had 17, right? So now I'm actually leaving the map again, just to make sure Because this is over 100 exalts gamble, right? So now we check, now it's 16. Okay, so it definitely got used. So now we're gonna go in, kill a couple of monsters to show the map, dude, we are here. And then we're gonna see if we're gonna actually get a Headhunter. And this is, by the way, my Shadow Strike, Shadow Strike Slayer, which is basically Flicker Strike, but with an exploding foil and brutal charges. And this actually has so much damage that I can literally just leap slam monsters to death. But hey, it's a fancy build. There's probably going to be a 100% Delirious showcase on that build at some point as well, with a small guide how I crafted certain items. So that will be in a couple of days. But hey, we arrived at the map, Burl Chamber, and we have Nemesis, Infused Nemesis, and now if we get a Headhunter, that would be insane. Trash to Trasher, boom! We have a double, like all of these belts are item level 100 double influenced, right? First one is an Immortal Flash, second one is the good old Worm Smalt, third one is another Immortal Flash, fourth one is Space Tony. Then we have coming in another Worm Smalt. Then we have another Worm Smalt. Then we have another Flash Tony coming in with another Worm Smalt. Coming in with another Worm Smalt. And last but not least, boom! Another Worm Smalt, dude. So yeah, this is how you destroy over 100 exalts worth of stuff for just a couple of Worm Smalt and a Space Tony. That's why I say that was 14 exalts per click, okay? And no, we did not get a Headhunter. And yes, Headhunter is probably the only really cool thing about that, right? So, oof. When we just quickly finish the map, get a Doctor Drop for Quincy, right?
I can't do this just yet.
I can do this. Definitely I can do this. So, yeah. Flicker Strike, actually pretty good. And I think Flicker Strike is actually enjoyable, as long as you have so much damage so the character doesn't even flicker. I think that's the best way to enjoy Flicker Strike. Have so much damage that everything explodes with one tap, even with Leap Slam, as you see. And this build runs in 100% cold conversion, so we are purely doing cold damage. Our Explo, 100% cold damage. We freeze. We have Blast Freeze, so we just freeze everything around, and Cold Conductivity, which, like, yeah, it's a super layer of defense on top of that. But it seems like we're not gonna get any kind of Doctor card. But yeah, guys, this is how you lose a shit ton of currency, right? Oh, I have no Portal Scroll! Shit, I have no Portal Scroll. Maybe the Ritual have one. Portal Scroll. Found one. Oh. You know, you can have so many exalts as you want, but if you don't have a Portal Scroll, you're lost in the map. You will never be able to spend all the currency, right? Good, so for the gamble, as I said, no idea. I think it's gonna be hard. I definitely see the flask selling for like 50 exalts just so for the random for the fanciness factor. But we definitely probably not gonna make back the 240 exalts without a Headhunter. The Trash to Trasher is not calculated in here as well, because that's another over 100x that we just destroyed. So yeah, I mean, gamble big and lose big, I would say, in this regard. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.